One of my main gripes I have with games I like to play are when there are sections in the game that I'm forced to play that I don't like playing. In particular, sections that change the character you're playing as while also changing the mechanics of the game. A good example of what I'm talking about are the Mary Jane segments from Spider-Man PS4, as it changes the game from an action-packed superhero game to a pure stealth game where you lose if you get caught. Another example would be the Resident Evil 4 remake, where at one point in the game, you switch to playing as Ashley, the person you were trying to rescue the entire time. And her segment of the game changes the game from a survival action horror game to just straight up horror, because Ashley can't use any guns or weapons, which essentially changes the whole dynamic of the game for that portion of the game. And I'm sure those of you who are watching have had a similar experience with a game that you may like to play. You may come to a point in the game that you're playing that you don't really like to play because it's not exactly what you expected from the game. So in a sense, you can say that you didn't buy the game for that specific portion of it. And now comes the part of when I actually start talking about Assassin's Creed Shadows, as you may have been wondering what my whole point was at the beginning there. You see, Assassin's Creed to me, at least the franchise Assassin's Creed, has always stood out to me as being this stealth action game. A game that's more reliant on its parkour, its stealth mechanics, and being a freaking assassin. That's why I personally like the earlier entries of Assassin's Creed, as back then, it was still Assassin's Creed. As opposed to today, where now you have Assassin's Creed that somehow have you play as a freaking Greek god or something like that, and a freaking Viking, like what? Needless to say, the combat mechanics of Assassin's Creed have never really stood out to me. And it's never why I played those games to begin with. I play Assassin's Creed to be an assassin. I want to sneak up to people and stab them in their butts. I want to be a sneaky little cunt. So when I saw the official world premiere trailer for Assassin's Creed Shadows, I was freaking hyped! At least at the beginning of the trailer. You see, the beginning of the trailer was perfectly setting up this shinobi girl that was of course going to be the protagonist that we were going to be playing as. You see her at the start chasing down this one guy, then it cuts to, I guess, a flashback she had with who I'm assuming is with her father, and then you see her notice that this village is on fire in the distance. And then we see her intervene to stop this execution that was going to happen from this Oda Nobunaga soldier. And you can tell they're Oda Nobunaga soldiers because all the soldiers have Oda Nobunaga's crest on their chest. Or I guess to put it more simply, the Oda clan symbol. Because of course, Nobunaga is the head of the Oda clan at this time. So anyway, she does succeed at stopping the execution, and she was putting in some work, but unfortunately she did get bested by the two of them because of course they had to team up on her. So you see her get knocked down, and then you see her slowly rise up and look into the distance where a village is completely on fire. And then it shoots back to her face looking clearly distressed and sad about what she's seeing. Then it cuts back to showing the village completely on fire. And there, center of the screen, you see a samurai just now wiping off blood from his katana from some civilian he probably just killed. And the thing about this samurai that sets him apart from the other samurai we saw are his helmet and his height. So clearly, this guy is a big bad. At least that's what's going on in my head while I'm watching this. So then he sees his sword in a cool way, and then I'm guessing he starts talking. That voice is him talking to her, saying, "You're still a frog in the well who knows nothing of the sea." Clearly some bad guy talk. And not only that, but if you pause the video when he looks back at her, dude looks angry, okay, in my opinion. Now that could be just the mask he's wearing that makes him look that way, but still, I mean, it's this clear dichotomy that's going on here. Like you have her in the left, clearly freaking distressed at what is going on, and then you have him in the right with freaking fire behind him, looking like a villain. So it's like, boom, okay, we're going to be playing as this girl, and this guy is who we got to be taking down, is how I thought it was going to go. But then the rest of the trailer happened, and now of course we know that he's also going to be the second playable character that we're going to be playing in the upcoming game. With him of course being Yasuke, the African-American samurai who served Oda Nobunaga between 1581 and 1582. And that's just me reading off of Google, okay? So if that's wrong, I don't know. What is cool though is that apparently I'm the same height as him, so that's freaking awesome. 6 foot, I'm 6 foot, cool. But okay, now comes the part where I bring back the intro of this video where I was telling y'all about segments in games that I don't like playing. For Assassin's Creed Shadows, personally, I want to play as a ninja, as a shinobi. That's why I was really hyped when we saw Naoi, I think that's how you say her name, who is quite clearly a ninja. And why I'm confused as to why we're getting a samurai in the game as well. Because when I think of samurai, I think of like an honorable dude, okay? I'm thinking, come out and fight me! I'm thinking 1v1s, katana duels, for honor. Needless to say, when I think samurai, I don't think of Assassin's Creed. Samurai not equal Assassin's Creed. Ninja equal Assassin's Creed. Like, dude, ninjas are also the ones that do all those cool parkour moves that Assassin's Creed is known for. So while Google does say that Yasuke was a samurai, it's not above Assassin's Creed to blemish a little things in history. So why didn't they make this guy a ninja as well? I don't care if Yasuke is listed as a fucking samurai off of Google, all right? You should have made him a ninja. And if you're not gonna make him a ninja, then why not make him the central bad guy that we gotta take down? You literally set it up in the trailer that way. Yeah, you gave him an evil look. You set him up to be this villain, only to quickly then do a 180 and be like, oh no guys, no, actually, he's a good guy. He's a good guy samurai. You're gonna get to play as him. Like, Ubisoft, why do you do this, man? Why? Like, in Assassin's Creed Odyssey, both genders had the same playstyle. They had the same abilities, the same armor, and the same weapons. The only difference was that one had a dick and the other didn't. And to add on to that, you did the same thing in Assassin's Creed Valhalla. You gave players the choice to be a guy or a girl, while still maintaining the same gameplay, the same mechanics, the same everything else. Except in Valhalla, the girl couldn't get a beard. But anyways, tell me why now, all of a sudden, you choose Shadows to be the outlier. The game that takes place in a setting that has been heavily requested since probably the first Assassin's Creed. This is no longer a simple decision of, oh, should I be a boy or should I be a girl? No! Now you have to choose between two different game styles, and I really fucking hate it when games do this. This harkens back to whenever I played this one MMO that I forgot the name of, where there were classes that were gender locked. Meaning if you wanted to play that class, you either had to be a guy, if that's what the class called for, or a girl, if that's what the class called for. And it is just so dumb and unnecessary, in my opinion. Like, if they had just made Yosuke a ninja, a shinobi, the same as Naoi, his female counterpart, I would not be making this video. But alas, I fear that Shadows is so far in development that they're not gonna change it now. We already got gameplay trailers showing off Yosuke and his unique playstyle. So I'm just hoping that I can play Shadows specifically and only as Naoi, because I want to be a shinobi. I don't want to be a samurai in my Assassin's game. And I know it's like coming off as really whiny and gamer nerdy and ragey and all that, but I feel like it's a fair criticism to have. Whereas I know other people are having an entirely different criticism about the game that I'm not even gonna touch with a 10-foot pole in this video. So if that's what you were waiting for, I'm sorry, but I'm not doing that. The gameplay and the gameplay alone is what I'm going to be critiquing. Well, I'll also critique the story if it sucks, but you know, that's for another video. Anyways, I guess we're just gonna have to wait for the game to come out and see if Yosuke's portions of the game are forced upon you or not. And if they are, I'm gonna have to look in just how much of the game is centered around Yosuke's portions. And if it's too much, then I'm probably gonna skip. Because like I said, the reason I play Assassin's Creed games is for the stealth, the parkour, and all that sneaky stuff. And if I wanted to play a game that was focused on combat with a samurai-esque style, there's already games I own that fill that niche for me, personally. Anyways, that's going to be it from me, ladies and gentlemen. Let me know if y'all agree with my take or if I'm just being a whiny bitch down in the comments below. And if you want to hear me talk about more random stuff, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. Now I'm off to mull over something else. I will catch y'all in the next mulling session. Mayhem out.